Kristen, looking forward to it. St. Louis leaders are considering their next steps after the announcement Commissioner of Corrections Jennifer Clemons-Abdullah is out. First Alert 4's Kimberly Donahue has more.
I am surprised but not surprised.
A mix of reactions from city leaders about the end of employment for Jennifer Clemons-Abdullah as jail commissioner. The move comes 10 days after Clemons-Abdullah returned from a 2.5 months long leave, and just after she met with Detention Facilities Oversight Board Chair Reverend Darrell Gray.
To come right after us having conversations with her and her being more open to accessibility and making an agreement to work with our staff, and now we've come 3 years without accessibility. Now we get accessibility, and now we've got to deal with a new person.
Clemons-Abdullah's 3-year tenure as commissioner has been tumultuous, with more than a dozen deaths in the jail since September 2021, including Antonio Weber last month.
He complained about his chest hurting earlier part of that day. How long did it take for somebody, anybody, to come back to check on him and found him unresponsive?
Weeks after Weber's death, a rally inside City Hall calling on city leaders to take immediate and comprehensive action to address inhumane and deadly conditions at the City Justice Center jail. Clemons-Abdullah also named as a defendant in a wrongful death petition by the family of Katrina Kelly, a detainee at the CJC who died after a suicide attempt in August. The petition stating, despite communications from inmates, inmates, Justice Center staff failed and/or refused to act with reckless indifference to the rights of Kelly in bad faith or with malice. Clemons-Abdullah responded to the lawsuit on Monday, saying she is immune from liability by reason of sovereign immunity. Deputy Commissioner Tammy Ross is now serving as acting commissioner. Reverend Gray says the Oversight Board communicated with her weeks ago.
When we reached out to the acting commissioner a few weeks ago about her attending an oversight board meeting, she declined. If you're going to decline oversight, I'm going to have an issue, and the board is going to have an issue.
Gray stating what he's looking for in a permanent leader for CJC.
They need to understand and commit to oversight, the rights of detainees, security, well-being, health of detainees. And they've got to make a commitment not to run a detention center like a prison. And if we can get someone like that, then I will communicate a reluctant hope.
Kimberly Donahue, First Alert 4.
Reverend Gray says he plans on making contact with Acting Commissioner Tammy Ross tomorrow. The city of St. Louis said in a statement, Clemons-Abdullah's employment with the city was separated. The city would not clarify if that meant she was fired or if she resigned.